Hey y'all, welcome back to Crime Time with Mal. My name is Mal. In case you're new here and you've never seen me before, I really hope you like what you see and decide to subscribe to my channel. And if you are not new and you know who I am, thank you so much for all your support over here. I truly cannot thank you enough for all the love, all your watches and likes and comments. I really, truly appreciate y'all more than you know. If y'all hear thunder or anything in the background, I apologize. Ida is making its way through. I live in Georgia, if you don't know, so, but my heart goes out to all those in Louisiana and Mississippi that have suffered from this horrible hurricane. We all go through our challenges in life and bumps in the road to make us stronger, so just know that y'all are important no matter what. I know everybody's emotions have been pretty high these past few years, I guess, a couple of years, and I want y'all to know that I am here for y'all, and I would love to chat with y'all. So make sure you leave comments down below. If you are new, say hi down below also. And today's video is a missing persons video, almost 23 years, y'all, and it's crazy. So, and it was actually suggested by one of y'all. So thank you so much. And if y'all have any suggestions on missing people, solved cases, leave them down in the comments below. So let's go ahead and get into today's video. Kristine Kupka was 28 years old at the time she went missing. She was born May 3rd, 1970, and she went missing in Brooklyn, New York on October 24th, 1998. She is 5'8" and weighs 114 pounds at the time. She had red hair, blue eyes, and freckles. She also had a scar on her nose and her ears were pierced. And at the time, Kristine was also 5 months pregnant with her first child by her college professor. And Kristine is the youngest of 6 children, and she grew up in Mount Carroll, Illinois. And then she eventually moved to Madison and attended high school at Shabazz City High School. Kristine eventually moved to my beautiful state of Atlanta, Georgia, and realized it was not the right fit for her, and she moved closer to be with her sister in Brooklyn, New York. She was known as a very kind, very funny, very smart. She was very opinionated and outspoken, which those are my type of people. You just never have to guess what's on their mind. They'll tell you. She attended Barak College. I hope I cannot pronounce anything. And there she was majoring in philosophy. 2 months before her graduation date, she had a 3.97 GPA average. So she was a smart cookie. She had then planned to go to law school and specialize in women's issues. Kristine was also working at a local restaurant in Brooklyn next to a Chelsea Piers, and it was a Caribbean restaurant, and she was happy. Kristine was renting 2 floors of this house in the Tribeca area from a Turkish family for $2,200 a month. Holy cow, like that is insane. Then she got some roommates and ended up subletting some of the rooms in the house to save some extra money. And there at her college, she met her professor. And I am going to butcher his name, so I apologize greatly. This little girl from Georgia can't speak. So if you are not new, you know. But I mean no disrespect, so I'm going to try to pronounce it as best as I can. Darshanand Perswad. We're going to call him Rudy because that's what a lot of his friends and stuff called him. So Rudy. And he actually graduated the same college, Barak College. Y'all are going to think I'm an idiot. It's fine. In Manhattan in 1995. He was very young when he graduated, so he's very smart as well. But he was a quality control chemist who tested out glue products. And he was known as a very nice, cordial, pleasant person to be around, although his students did say that he could be quite moody and get a little angry at times. But him and Kristine had a connection, and they according to others, this is all alleged, by the way. I'm so sorry. I always forget to say this at the beginning of the video. I need to make a note, but this is all for educational and entertainment purposes. Please be nice to everyone. Please do not reach out to anyone that I mentioned in today's video. Please be respectful in the comments below. We can argue, we can disagree, we can chat. Just be respectful. That's all I ask. We have a great community, a bunch of positive people, and I would love for it to stay this way. Okay. Let's continue. But it was said, allegedly, that Christine kind of was the pursuer and wanted to have like a relationship with Rudy. But Rudy did wait until after he got Christine out of his class. And on that final grade, she was gone and they started dating. And Rudy was very shy. I guess he was more shy than Christine was. You know, Christine was very outspoken and blunt like I am. That's probably why I love it so much. But Rudy was kind of more shy, and so she was more the aggressor, and she liked that. She liked being the aggressor. She liked him being shy. She thought it was very charming. And also, it didn't help the fact that Rudy was very handsome. He had that dark hair and very charming. He knew his goals in life, never had a bad hair day. He knew what he wanted, and that is very attractive. And just like Christine liked Rudy's shyness, Rudy thought that it was very attractive that Christine knew what she wanted. She was gonna get it. She was one of those girls, women that knew what they wanted and they were gonna get it. She also had kind of like that personality of, this is me, take it or leave it. And he loved that. So they exchanged numbers, house number, beeper number. If y'all know what those are, landlines and beepers, they're my people, because holy cow, I'm dating myself. So their relationship continued, and around June, Christine started feeling off. She just kind of knew that she was pregnant. She had that instinct, that gut instinct, like, something's not right with my body. I'm definitely pregnant. Like, ladies, y'all know, if you are very in tune with your body, y'all know when you were pregnant. It is completely different feeling. At least for me it was. I knew. I can't drink coffee when I'm pregnant. I knew. And I'm sick as a dog for 9 whole months. And at 28 years old, Christine was ready. She was excited to have this baby, and she was going to have this baby whether she was doing it alone and single or with Rudy. And I do real quick want to say that they came from 2 completely different backgrounds. Christine's family is pretty laid back, not very strict at all, whereas Rudy's family is very religious, very, very strict. Not saying that it can't work in relationships like that, because obviously it can, but they just came from 2 different backgrounds, and I just wanted to state that real quick for purposes later on in this story. So Christine was actually pretty nervous to tell Rudy about her being pregnant and asked to meet in a public place, and Rudy said he couldn't. He was too busy at this point, but they eventually did meet up, and Rudy was not excited. He was very pissed off, and he completely freaked out. Rudy was going to dentistry school, and he was like, look, you've got to have and take care of this. Like, I can't be a dad. We can't go down this road. My parents aren't going to pay for my dentistry school anymore. My life is ruined. Like, he was completely flipping, and he said that his parents would completely disown him if they found out that he got a girl pregnant outside of wedlock and not the way that he was raised. So Christine, like I said, she was not going to do what he wanted. She was going to have this baby whether she was single or not. And recently, he went on a trip to Turkey, and he said that it was for business, but it was actually, I said recently, I meant like recently after that, the fact that he found out that she was pregnant. So it wasn't a business trip. It was his honeymoon. Yes, honeymoon. Christine had no clue. She didn't even find out about this woman until after she was pregnant. And he confessed it all to Christine. He, of course, his parents were going to be pissed. He's freshly married, got another girl pregnant, and now he had an affair and has a child now out of wedlock with not his wife. Messy. Rudy's dad was a Hindu priest. I meant to say that. So that just goes a little bit into how strict he was. And also, this was in 1998. I'm very naive when it comes to Hinduism. So I'm not going to speak like something like I know, because I don't. But I have heard that is very a strict religion. And Rudy was so aggressive with the fact that he wanted Kristine to have this that Kristine was scared to be alone with Rudy. She would only meet him in public places, and she told friends because she thought that Rudy would kick her in the stomach so that she would lose the baby, so they didn't have to do that. And one night in July, the house phone rang at Kristine's house, and Kristine's roommate answered the phone. It was this lady, and she said, "Do you know Rudy?" The roommate said no, and they hung up the phone. The next morning at 7 a.m., that same woman called the house phone again. Kristine's roommate answered, ended up hanging up. She told Kristine, "I don't want to be in the middle of this. Can you please call this lady back and talk to her so she doesn't call the house anymore?" She ended up calling back again, and this time, I believe Kristine answered the phone, found out it was Rochelle, Rudy's wife. And at first, Kristine just told Rochelle that she was just a student because she wanted Rudy to be the one to tell this to his wife. Like, she didn't want to have to say this and tell him everything that's going on. She wanted Rudy to be a man and to tell her. But eventually, she did end up telling Rochelle because I guess Rudy did not. When Rochelle heard the news, she obviously went nuts and told Kristine, "I don't want him, you can have him." And then at one point it became this like nasty triangle. And then at one point, Kristine and Rudy ended up not speaking to each other. But Rochelle and Rudy were still together. Kristine's family was relieved, to say the least, that there was no more drama. They weren't talking anymore. Like, they were just relieved. They figured that Kristine could go on with her life, continue to be happy, and stay away from that mess. But not too much longer later, Rudy showed up at Kristine's house, said he was kicked out by his wife, his family disowned him, and he had nowhere to go. And Kristine, although she was hesitant and she didn't really believe Rudy, she wanted to help him because it was the father of her baby and she wanted him to be around for the baby's sake. Very sticky situation. Rudy has done a complete 180. He wants to be the birthing coach. He's picking out all these Hindu names for the baby, saying he wants to be there and wants to be a very involved dad. People can have a change of heart, but... And again, Kristine was suspicious, but she was happy, but she was confused, but she was happy. Like, it's what she wanted. You know what I mean? Like, every mom, every person wants that family. I don't care who you are. At the end of the day, you want that family. Being a mom and dad, a parent, is hard work. You want that help. You want that support at the end of the night. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But again, Kristine did have her suspicions, and she told one of her friends that if anything happened to her, it was Rudy. Kristine was prepared to become a mom. She had $7,000 in her bank account, and she was ready. She was ready for this life. She was 5 months pregnant in February or March. Different articles say, some say the end of February, some say March, but February or March 1999. And at the time Kristine went missing, she was wearing a black sweater, black skirt, and black boots. And on October 24th, 1998, the night before that, let me just say, they had spoke on the phone before, and I believe this is when he said that they got an apartment together. Rudy got them an apartment in Queens and wanted everyone to live together and be happy family. He went over to Kristine's house that next day, October 24th, at around 11 a.m. to go see this apartment. Kristine's roommate is the one that actually opened the door to let Rudy in, and she said Rudy seemed very nervous. Like, he was pacing around the living room, around the house, and just acting very nervous. His hands were in his pocket, like he was in distress. Kristine came out of her bedroom in her pajamas, sat at the table with Rudy while she ate her breakfast. By that time, that roommate had left, but her other roommate was there and said that she saw Kristine and Rudy leave the house together. But before Kristine left, she ended up calling her sister Kathy, and she left her a voicemail. She said that she was going to go look at an apartment with Rudy in Queens, and she'd call her later that afternoon. See ya. And unfortunately, that was the last time Kathy would ever hear her voice. I am sure she has saved that message for as long as she can, and my heart goes out to this family. When Kathy did not hear from her sister Kristine that afternoon, at night, she started to get worried. The next day, they ended up calling a police officer, but because she was not under the age of 16, they would not let her file a missing person report until a certain amount of time passed, and that makes me sick. Like, I'm sorry, but that makes me sick. And I believe that is not true. Y'all will have to, at least in Georgia, that's not true. I believe anybody can file a missing person report at any time. But that just makes me so upset because time is precious and we got to find those people. You know what I mean? The police report was not filed until 2 days after no one had heard from Kristine. Kathy and her family tried to reach out to Rudy to see what happened. I believe they were unsuccessful, and they made flyers. And actually, on October 26th, Kathy and her husband drove to Barak College, and joined them was a student from there also who went to school there with Kristine. And she also lived with Kristine for 3 years. This guy's name was Nick. Him and Kristine were exes, but they did remain close friends after they broke up. And Nick dropped out of pretty much everything to help search for Kristine. They tried to get Rudy's address from the college, but of course they said that you would have to have a subpoena in order to get it. They were trying anything they could to find out where Kristine was. This is a missing woman, pregnant woman, like. And through a chain of acquaintances, they have found approximate address in Bushwick. Nick, the friend, and Kevin, the brother-in-law, went over to this house and waited in the car until they saw Rudy. Well, Rudy's uncle came out to that car, and he informed them that he saw Rudy Saturday morning, but he did not see him until that following Sunday evening at 5:30. And then a woman showed up to the car, Rudy's mom. They explained to both of them what they were doing there, that they really needed to talk to Rudy, and that he needed to be there to talk to them at 7 o'clock. Police van eventually shows up, tells Nick and Kevin to get out of the car. Weapons were drawn, and they make them get out. They lightly frisk them. And then a young man gets out of this police car. Kevin says he was dressed very preppy. Cardigan sweater, white shirt, dark dress pants, and a JanSport backpack. It was Rudy. And apparently his mom called Rudy and alerted him that there were 2 men harassing their family at their house. And that is when Rudy went to the cops and got a police escort over to the house. Kevin was demanding Rudy to tell him what happened to Kristine. And Rudy was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Go file a missing person report. This is the mother of your child. Like, what is going on right now? Kevin asked Rudy, well, what did you do Saturday night after you were the last person to see Kristine? Rudy said he dropped Kristine off about 2 to 3 blocks away from her house between 3 and 4 p.m. Saturday. He said that she wanted to go to the health food store, and that was the last time she saw Kristine, or he saw Kristine. Kevin said, well, where did y'all go when y'all were hanging out? Rudy said, I went shopping. Where? At the mall. What mall? Just asking questions. What stores did you go to? Rudy said he doesn't know. He stayed in the car while she shopped around. 5 days later, when news reporters were told of Kristine's story, they scoured their neighborhood, asking people questions, just trying to get as much information as possible. And a laundromat owner said that he thinks he did see Kristine outside of his window. And then the health food store worker said that she thinks that she did see Kristine, but it was after dark, like around 7 p.m. that night. But then realized that that was not Kristine because the lady that she saw was wearing peach color pants and not a black skirt. Kristine didn't own peach color pants. And then it came back that the laundromat owner actually doesn't know if he saw Kristine that Friday or that Saturday. And then on November 2nd, Rudy was brought in for questioning and sat down with police to answer questions with his attorney. Police said that he was cooperative, but he didn't have an airtight alibi. And Lieutenant Philip Mahoney said that this is not an open and shut case. Rudy did have motive. He was the last person to see Kristine, but still stuff doesn't add up. And says that he hasn't committed a crime. And just because you're the last person to be seen with somebody does not mean it's a crime. And a married guy getting somebody else pregnant, also not a crime. And of course, their family, Kristine's family, has hired a PI to dig deeper to see if the NYPD is doing everything they can to find out what happened to Kristine. That they do think that she is a victim of a homicide, and absolutely not saying that Rudy physically did it, but come on. And in 2010, a police officer dug up a basement in a shop that belonged to one of Rudy's family members. A cadaver dog did signal that there was human remains there, and where he signaled, actually, the concrete was a different color than the rest of the concrete. But when they dug it up, nothing was there. Rudy, since then, has moved on to another marriage and is a dentist in Florida. And again, please do not reach out to this man and send him hate or bully him or anything. Do bad in the world, it's going to come back to you. So please, spread good, be nice, take the high road, and walk away from people that just don't serve you and your family. And Kristine is still missing. Nobody knows what happened to Kristine and the torture. I say this all the time, but y'all, almost 23 years. The torture that her friends and family experience every single minute of every single day is excruciating, and it hurts my heart, and I wish them every bit of luck and prayers and good vibes that they get answers and justice very, very soon. I have my own thoughts and opinions on this, and I'm pretty sure y'all can gather what I think happened. Just very strange, and I feel so horribly bad for this family. Please, please, if you want to help Kristine's family, like this video and share wherever you can on social media. It also helps out my channel, and y'all are amazing for getting my channel out there. Thank you so much for all your support, all your kind words. If you are not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It's free, and it just lets you know when I upload. So, I love y'all so very much. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a video. And if you have an Instagram, I would love for you to follow me and chat with me. I post stories all the time, and that's the best way to get in contact with me, really, for case suggestions. And if you just want to chat, I'm here for you. So I love y'all so much. Have a great, great weekend, and I will see y'all next week in my next video. I love you. Bye.